Greetings, most honorable listeners and masters of the martial arts.
Martial arts.
I'm Travis,
And that makes me Chris.
and this is CTE, and this is going to be an experience for,
For all of us.
for everybody. So, I hope this is the right song, but I didn't listen to it before. This is a rock version of it? I didn't. Nope. Like, no, that's not what I was thinking.
There we go.
This the closest one, maybe. Is it?
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition are the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls.
Yep.
'Cause all I see is a town of dreams. Real love buzzing out and
I gotta let it rock.
Yes.
We're gonna fill our house with happiness.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so because I don't know. It is. It's not the traditional one. It's probably not on there, but whatever. All right. Welcome everybody back to CTE. This is episode 50 something. I don't. To be honest with you, 52, 53, 54. I don't know.
It's past 52. We'd have hit past. I think it's
this is 53. I think last week was 52.
Yep.
I believe. Yes. So, all right. So, how was your weekend, Chris? Tell me about your weekend. What you did? Like, start off with some positivity.
I had an event. You don't want to start with me. No, I went down to Florida. There was going to be, or supposed to be, a jiu-jitsu seminar with two high-level guys that a buddy of mine from here that trained with me, we were going to go down and do. My wife was using it as a good way to get down and see her parents and my mom. That way, nobody comes up, anytime soon. We can just get hey, everybody's met, Kiara, and this will be good. I was supposed to go to Diamondback Firearms to pick up a toy and then have a blast and then go home.
Did you pick up a toy?
I did not. I picked one up. I picked a few.
It's not the one you wanted, or you picked one up, like physically picked one up, but
no,
did not walk out of there with them.
We went. No, what happened was, right now you have to have an in to get in. You can't. You can't order them online. It's not like it's illegal to sell them or anything, but you have to have somebody who can get you in. My in wasn't going to be able to get me in until today. Said yes on Saturday. Something came up. Didn't know until I got there. Yeah, so we went out to the range the next day and had a great time. So, but I did not get to bring mine home. But I gave every spec, I gave everything down, so it'll be built next time I go down there, or I can have it shipped up to somebody who has the license to be able to do all that and all that jazz.
Built? You're getting something built. Okay.
Yeah. I like toys, so it's gonna be a toy.
Actually, I was thinking I have to go out. I have to get mine soon, very soon. I'm gonna go right up the street. There's a place right up the street that I'm gonna go to. I'm like, yo.
If you want a friend.
Yeah. I think I know which one I'm gonna get, but I need to go out there and just play around. Well, I shouldn't say play around, but sample the goods.
Yes.
And then, figure out. I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm gonna get, but that's what it is. All right. Yes.
And then so the jiu-jitsu seminar fell through.
The jiu-jitsu seminar.
But I hung out with some family, and that was great. I got to go see my instructor.
Seminar with Jesse, the online one. No.
I respect and I love what they're doing. I do. I'm just not going to do that. At this point, I got to worry about my school. I got to worry about my kids.
This was your time with your family.
Yeah, man. Like, so
relax.
I don't get a lot of that relaxed time. I'm here at the dojo 6-7 days a week, 12, 13, 16 hour, 18 hour days.
What was the environment down there like?
weird. It was absolutely weird. Now they had I missed a march that they had going on. My instructor was there. My mom was there because I was supposed to be at the jiu-jitsu seminar at the same time. I showed up to the seminar and the guy who was hosting was like, yo, I thought I got everybody a message out. Yo, I feel so bad. And I'm doing everything I can, walking back to my car. Don't be pissed off. Don't be pissed off. Don't be pissed off. Don't be. But it was bad. So I missed that. But they had a march and quite a few hundred people, close to 1,000 people or so, went out and walked 4 or 5 miles and hung out. Cops came in and walked with them and everything. That was nice to see, especially in my neighborhood.
See your uncle?
Pictures. No, I didn't do that. I don't know. It was a strict. I have these plans. I'm not going to do.
I didn't get to
go. Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
And no, and that was not anywhere in the closest plans. I love them. No.
So, all right. So,
what did you do?
I didn't do much, man. I kind of tried to decompress, and like I had the idea a couple weeks ago about going bike riding. So and on like I don't know if it was like Monday or Tuesday, because on my Instagram I was like, man, because I started looking for bikes, and they were like $300, $400, $500, and I was like, dude, for a bike? I was like, this is cheap, insane. But I'm just saying that you used to be able to go to Walmart or Target or Toys R Us. Yeah, $100, $150. That's what I don't need anything special. Like I don't need some crazy bike. So when I saw they were like that, I was like, well, why are they? And then I had to remember everything right now is either low in supply or, the demand has just gone up so high because of, once you got everybody out quarantine, like I couldn't find so I wanted to get some extensions for my power block weightlifting. Couldn't find them. They were like $300 each. I was like, that's not makes no sense. Like the extension is supposed to be like $120, and that's for both of them. And I was like, all right, well,
listen, Travis, they're selling weights for $3-4 a pound. I'm like, I was waiting. I was looking on there thinking they was gonna get them for 50 cents a pound and be like, yeah.
No, I was like, they are really the price of those things is going up, and I can't wait till it gets back to some sense of normalcy.
I can't wait till everybody realizes they're not going to lift weights and they're going to sell them for really cheap because nobody wants them. And everybody,
I'm pretty sure everybody's already realized they're not doing it. They're just sitting there. They haven't decided to let them go yet because they still under their the lore that they're actually still shiny. Yeah, they still think they're going to do it, and it's like, nah, you're not going to do it.
I start in a couple weeks.
Yeah. Then other people going back to the gym, and then theirs going to sit there for a while, and then they'll probably sell theirs because whatever. But so I'm just gonna have to wait because I don't go to a gym. I work out here. I got my basement, and my basement literally is a gym. Yeah, I got everything I need. I just wanted some extensions so I can lift a little bit heavier. But so yeah, I got that in my mindset of doing that to do the biking, and so I went. My boy hit me up once I said that. He was like, "Well, I got a Diamondback." And I was like, "Exactly." I was like, "All right," and then he was like, "I give it to you for $150." I was like, "All right." So I drove over there, got it. He hadn't ridden in it in like a long time. So I was like, all right, cool. I took it. The only problem was, actually, this is probably about 3 weeks ago. We had decided we were going to do this. Problem was, I couldn't fit no bike in my car. So I was like, I was trying to find somebody. Yeah. So, and then I had that idea. Yeah. So I thought about it. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just go check if I pop the front wheel off and see if I can fit it in my car. And it actually did fit. Like once I popped it off, it fit in the back seat. I had to shoot the passenger seat all the way up, turn it the correct way, and then it was in there. So I did that like last Monday, and then Saturday got up and went on a bike ride over the Silver Comet Trail. Did that. Got about I kept pushing myself, and I got to almost 7 miles, like 6.75 miles. Didn't realize I had to ride back. So by the time I got back, man, I was tired. Like I just passed out, went to sleep for a couple hours, and woke up and he was like, all right, well, here's the day. But then Sunday I actually felt it. I actually felt it. I was like just a little sore, not nothing crazy, but just a little sore. And it was like, all right, I've been working out, but I think the sun had taken its toll on me, plus the riding of the bike. It was kind of, it was wild, but I liked it. I liked the view. I liked riding through there. Everything was cool. So I had no problems with that. So that was Saturday, something, and then Sunday, I didn't really do anything. I just kind of chilled, cleaned the house. And that was pretty much it, man. And here's Monday, back to work.
Back to work.
And I have decided I'm about to do a new, since I completed 6 weeks to work last week.
Okay, you did complete. All right.
I completed it, and then I did like PIO last week just to recover, because I was like, you get older, your body doesn't recover the same way. So I need to.
Hey, listen, I like that PIO. I like that.
Yeah, one. I was doing that, and I was cool with that. And then so this week I'm doing like a hybrid of P90X, P90X3, Insanity Max 30, and Body Beast. So.
How is Body Beast? I haven't tried that one. That was going to be the one that I was going to do next.
I like Body Beast, like, because as far as men who lift weights, like that's just what it is. You're just lifting weights. I mean, they have like, I wouldn't necessarily do the cardio because he's a bodybuilder, so his cardio just looks funny.
That's your favorite P90X is the Kempo X, right?
Please. Please. I don't do that one. Yeah. I don't do that one either. But
yeah, exactly. Okay,
I will say this: the Body Beast legs or build legs workout is like the worst workout I've ever done. Like the first time I did that one, I literally couldn't finish it. Like my legs have turned to jello in the middle of it, and I was just like, "Yo, that's nuts." And then now I can finish it. I can get through everything. I'm cool with it. Even when I take breaks off, I know what's coming. So knowing what's the next move and everything, your mind adjusts. But when your first time doing it, and I did beast legs, my leg, I can't remember what round it was. Maybe the fourth exercise I was doing squats, and my legs were just like jello.
Buddy.
I was like,
today, Satan.
Yeah, I fell down. I was just laying there. I was like, what in the world? And like I think back this time I was in DC, and I walked to work, and I hated having to go up the escalators, because usually I may walk, but I was riding the escalators. I think one of them didn't work, so I had to walk up the escalators. Yeah, man, it was something else. But yeah, that was that.
I guess Thursday it is.
Yeah.
I'll let you know. I text you.
Yeah. Well, you had something to talk about, so I'm trying to avoid the one topic. I'm trying to delay that as much as possible, but there is another topic that you sent me about Tank Davis.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, man, that is a very good fight.
That's exciting. That's going to be a high pace. That's going to be good.
I honestly, I don't know who's going to win that. I honestly don't know who's going to win that. I could see either one of them winning it.
Yes.
Smart Money said, see, Tank is very talented, but
Smart Money's on Garcia.
Yeah, the smart money's on Garcia. I think Garcia has more discipline that it will in the later rounds.
He's gonna continue his game plan. He's not gonna break away. He's not gonna feed into the crowd or the emotion or no crowd. But he's not gonna feed into that.
But I think the bigger thing is I think Tank will take this seriously. I've seen him not take some fights seriously. And he doesn't look the best, and then he comes back and looks great, like unstoppable. So we'll see which Tank shows up. Smart, I think Garcia is the favorite, isn't he? Is Garcia favorite?
A slight.
Okay,
but that's not much.
Yeah, I mean, it just came out, so I think that's going to be an interesting fight. That's in December. What was the other one you said?
The Fury and Joshua is supposed to be official. Those were the two. Those were the two that I was looking at, seeing different little flyers and posters for. What? You're not impressed by that? You're not.
We've seen this twice. I've been on the record. I think Joshua should take another fight before that, because he's trying to change his style of not be so wild, and I don't think it's gonna work. I think he just needs to be. The only way he wins is he knocks him out. So I don't. Yeah.
No, he's fighting Anthony Joshua, not Deontay Wilder.
Oh shoot! I'm thinking. Oh my god!
No, that's what I'm saying. No, he's Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
now I'm rethinking this.
I was wondering. I was like, "What are you talking about?" He was like, "See it again." I changed the style. I'm like, "No, Anthony Joshua already."
Oh, this is okay.
Took
Okay, so
that fight.
yeah. Oh, that's gonna be big money. The amount of money that's gonna generate, that's gonna be big.
No, they're gonna do it in London.
Money, man. That is.
Pending.
Pending that COVID, but I don't think anything's shutting down again. I don't think unless it is comes.
You don't. Now wait a minute. You think you don't foresee something happening in September with the flu season coming back around?
No.
Awesome. Me neither. No. And I hope it stays that way.
I don't. I think the whatever it is, whatever happens, as much as people talk about it, I think everybody's going to be the new normal, just like the flu is. I think that's where it's going to happen. That's what it's going to be. People are going to get used to it, and they're just going to say, "All right, this is it." Because I can't see them trying to lose more money than they already have. Like they've lost a lot. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. A lot of people lost jobs. It's just too much. It's too much at stake for them to shut down for something that has the low death rate as
mortality.
Fatality rate. I think that it's not going to shut everything down anymore. Because I think before they were saying there was like there's going to be 200,000 or 1 million people dead, and they were saying all these numbers that freaked everybody out. And now I think we're at 100,000, and they're just like, all right, well.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where they are at this point. But I don't, and then I think they'll start changing the cause of death, because I think some of the people who are saying, let's say that somebody got pneumonia because they had COVID, they're saying COVID killed them. I think now they'll be saying pneumonia killed them, not COVID. You know what I mean? I think that's where it's going to end up going.
Yeah, and the heart disease.
Yeah, and they'll keep the numbers down and stuff like that, and it just is what it is.
They try to boost numbers to incite whatever happened, and then downplay them. It's just again seeing this.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm with you on that one because I'm over this whole shutdown stuff.
Honestly, the only thing that changed for me is I don't go to school. I don't go to work.
Don't work. You don't go into the office. Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's a leeway into what we are eventually going to have to talk about.
Oh, I was going to do the UFC first, but yeah.
Okay, go.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Just go, man. Just go.
Do we have anything for the UFC? No, so it was a fight this weekend.
Yeah, UFC fights are this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, and the main event.
I didn't watch it.
I know you didn't watch it. The main event was a lady fight. Amanda.
Yeah, and I was like, Nunes gonna kill her. So.
Yeah, that's that's one of my original training partners when I started MMA, Felicia Spencer. Phenom. I trained with her out of the jungle. She got her black belt, when I was blue belt. She's a good fighter, but that was too much, and they should have stopped it. I wish Mike and them, Seth and Mike, would have just thrown in that towel, let her go, because man, it was rough. It was bad, but. Cody Garbrandt at 135 fought local Rafael Sunsao.
Okay.
He lives over in Cumming. He has a gym over there and everything. So he's all right. My man Cody hit him with like a Roy-esque punch. He didn't do that behind the back double fade, but he reached back and he leaned and he put his hand on the cage and then pushed off it and just one hitter quitter. Hit him and he went boom.
Jeez.
At like 4 minutes and 59 seconds of the second round. And so he hit him. He hit the canvas. The bell dinged. And the ref was like, nah. We were all like.
It was that bad? So he was stiff?
He got hit and immediately just timbered. Boom.
Jeez.
Look up the clip. Man. When you get some time, look up the clip. It's bad. Man, I feel bad. Like Rafael is my jiu-jitsu instructor. He's one of his first black belts. that he ever gave out at jiu-jitsu. It's the guy who fought Manny Reyes quite a few years ago at the Battle of Atlanta when Joey knocked out his older brother with the hook kick.
Yeah.
Joe Reno. So it's that guy, the one who fought Manny. He fights in the UFC. He was top 5 bantamweight for a long time. Arguably, if he'd have won this fight, he'd have got the title shot. So yeah, that fight happened. There was another one-hitter quitter. This kid Sean O'Malley, just straight right, bing, boom, done and done.
Why does that name sound familiar for some reason? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was a good night of fights. But those are the most notable fights. But no, probably we're all done.
Amanda, I think she should get bigger push.
She said she's taking 2020 off.
No, I mean not just as far as fighting goes, but hopefully now she'll be doing other things and you'll see her more. I don't see her enough. Like it's not like when I saw Ronda. Like Ronda was everywhere. You know what I mean? I get it, but I'm just saying, Amanda, I think I would see her on like guest TV shows for somebody.
She's too.
I mean, that could play a part in it. Like
oh, it absolutely does. I think she. I agree with you. I think she would do well. Don't know if she'll ever get that push.
Yeah,
but she's right now.
Maybe she doesn't want it. Only thing I've ever seen her is in the Modelo commercial. That's the only thing I've seen her in the Modelo commercial. I haven't seen her in any other things. Like I would think she would have something because she's just too good, man. Like she's just too good. But like
two division champ, defending both belts. Like not just 2 division champ and then walked away from one. 2 division champs that defended both. Like
at this point, is she GOAT?
I mean, before that, to me, the only other female GOAT was Chris Cyborg.
That's what I'm about to say. And she ended that.
Now, I would have loved to see a rematch, but Chris Cyborg got pushed out. Now, if Cyborg would have beat Amanda, they would have had another fight.
They would have had another fight.
And but because she lost, and Dana and her relationship, that was So you know. But no, I mean, the only thing she could do is maybe fight Valentina Shevchenko and down at 35. I mean, that's kind of the only fight left. I mean, I think.
So it's smart for her to take off the rest of 2020.
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
And hopefully there could be a buzz around another
develop somebody. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, for her to
take some time off. Maybe do a Ronda thing. Maybe do a movie, a couple of sitcom gigs.
I think. Well, I'm gonna hate saying this, but because she's a woman,
yes,
because she's Hispanic, because she's in the UFC, I can't see her making a lot of money in the UFC. You know what I mean? I don't think her purse is walking away with $10 million or something to that effect. You know what I mean? So
you see, and everybody talking about making mass exoduses right now because of
with John Jones and
John Jones and Jorge Masvidal are like, pay me.
So, if they're not getting paid, so that means I can see her walking away and doing movies and stuff like that because she'll be getting more money.
I see her fitting more of a Gina Carano role.
Yes, doing more of the Gina Carano role. Yep, exactly. So I was thinking like, all right,
who was the first woman?
Yes, yes.
Got destroyed by. Who was the next woman who got destroyed by? Who's the current? I mean, it's pretty cool with the lineage on that.
Yeah, but you got to throw Holly Holm in there. Holly got destroyed.
Holly couldn't beat either one of them. Holly probably would have beat Gina.
Possibly. I don't know. I don't think she would have beat Cyborg though. I don't think she would have beat Cyborg.
She's technical. She could have think something. I mean, but I don't.
It's a stand up, and I think Cyborg had a better stand up than Ronda, so it wouldn't have looked so.
You think Cyborg had better stand up than Ronda? You think, Travis?
Okay, she does have a better.
You might have to neck yourself on that one for that.
Yeah, she does have a better stand up than Ronda.
Ronda had no stand up. Good God, girl.
It was. She had an awkward bounce. It was.
I got a blue belt that'll slap Ronda standing up, man.
had an awkward bounce. I was like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, it was weird.
Chicken wing arms. She had the flicky punch.
Yeah,
the flick,
it was
reverse
weird.
roll. It wasn't like even like a chicken scratch roll. It was like a flick back. Like I don't know what that was.
It was just so weird, man. It was just like, what are you doing? Yeah. But anyway, all right, we've messed around long enough. So I'll start off with what happened last week. It was kind of interesting. Out of it, some of my coworkers wanted to listen to the podcast.
Oh.
And I let them listen to it, and they responded. They enjoy it. My CEO, he was like, he listened to it. Another coworker of mine, he said he listened to it twice. So thank you for that, Josh. Another my coworker said he wanted to get involved more. He said he was arguing with his family down from Macon about the whole situation. And he he asked me about where he could march. And I was like, all right. So I sent him some information. He ended up going out and marching. He said he was reading some books and stuff. So I was like, all right. So talking about it helps. So
yes,
I was under the impression, everything was going to go smoothly this week. But yeah. How did you hear about it?
Somebody who called me. Oh my God, I don't even remember who called me. Somebody called me and was like, "Hey, check your boy."
Yeah. So that's how.
And by the time I got to it, I didn't see it.
I was like, "Oh, the hell!" All right. So I know some of you have seen the video Alex Dingmann posted, and I didn't see the original. I saw the original thread. I didn't see the original post because I'm not friends with the guy who made the post. So I didn't see it come across my timeline. So I was sitting there. I don't know. What was it? Friday or it had to be Friday night.
Saturday. Friday night. Yeah, I think
it had to be Friday. It was Friday night. Yeah. So I was sitting there Friday night, just chilling at home. And I get this text message. And I looked at it and it said, damn it. I was like, all right, okay. Well, I was like, how bad is this? What did he say? All right, let me look at it. So then I looked at it and I found it. I had to go and search and look, and then I finally found it. And I was like, all right, here it is. So I went, I think at that point it was like 50 comments on there. When I went back, maybe the next day it was like 116 comments on there. Right? So what I'm talking about, people, there was this article from, you know what? Let me pull it up because I don't want to be wrong. It was an article about the about a post about Minneapolis and how they were trying to, at that time, they were getting rid of police immunity. Basically, it's some kind of immunity that police have, and basically, what it does is that with that immunity, it means that the officers can't be sued, right? In this whole thing, where's that? Yeah, it might have gotten taken down or whatever the case may be. Because I really just
because I'm trying to look. I was trying to figure out. Remember whose post originally was on
it? Nicholas. Yeah, it was Nicholas. Nicholas S. Geiger or something like that. Let me see if I can go back to it because I didn't like screen share it. Yeah, here it is. I found it. It's 162 comments right now, and it was shared Friday at 7:43 a.m. So basically, it's saying, "Hey, Left Libertarian Alliance introduces House bill to end qualified immunity for police officers." And Alex, oh man, under Alex is right now. It says 155 previous replies. I'm like, and literally, they're still arguing about this right now. Like, is this happened? Alex and Hamed are going at or are discussing. I haven't read it yet, so this is 5 hours ago. They've made posts 5 or 6 hours ago, and this is
send
Monday.
Me that.
Huh?
Send me that.
Yeah,
because I'm really gonna dig deep and dive. I want to see more, but
Yeah, it was a lot, man. It honestly was. I just sent it to your Facebook. You should get it. But anyway, so Alex, what started everything, it was, like I said, it was a Left Libertarian Alliance introduces House bill to end qualified immunity for police officers. And what qualified immunity is, basically, that means as long as police officers are doing their job, they can't be sued. Unless they are, I think it's like, you basically have to go above and beyond so far to prove that, like, they've done something against what they were supposed to do, and there can't be any gray area, basically. So with that being said, they were trying to get rid of it, and Alex just responded, Minnesota has been left liberal since the 50s. If things are extremely bad, why would someone turn to or even listen to the left liberal if they were the ones in charge while things were going so bad? Now, with that, hold on for 1 second.
He said serious.
Yeah, it got serious, man. So with that being said, and on the surface, what Alex said was not bad. Basically, he just said, hey, the left liberals are doing it, we're in charge before since the 50s. Why should we trust them? Blah, 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 right?
Yep.
And when I read it, I sat there, and there's a certain thing that makes Black people's ears and the hairs on the back of their neck stand up, right?
Yes.
Because the conversation at this point is a happy article, basically saying, hey, Left Libertarian Alliance. It's the Democrats and Libertarians are working together to go. Are supposed to be getting rid of the qualified immunity. So that's kind of a good thing.
It's a great thing.
Right? But Alex is like, hey, so why should we trust them to do this? And it's a valid argument, but Mike Bates put it best. He was just like, yo, if my house is on fire, I don't care who puts it out, as long as somebody puts it out, which I understand. So when Alex said that, I just kind of sat there. I didn't think anything. I mean, I didn't take it as being anything crazy. I just looked at it as, all right. But then it got worse because Alex became stubborn. Because
Alex became Alex.
I believe, and that's where I was uncomfortable with the whole thing, because the conversation was going fine, blah blah blah, and then I think it was I'm almost positive it was Jody who jumped in first. And
not surprising.
Right. And so Jody jumped in basically saying, hey, asking, kind of inquiring or, criticizing about, because he hadn't heard anything from Alex yet on this particular topic. And so since he hadn't heard from him, he kind of pressed Alex on it. Right. Yes. And he pressed Alex, and Alex didn't want to respond correctly. Basically,
he didn't want to, or just did.
Yeah, he did. He did. Oh, well, he didn't respond correctly at all. Yeah. Because Mike, I think this is where everything started. I think Mike's basically was like, hey, I will say this and only this. What does it matter what party is leading the state in order for it to do the right thing? Let me clue you in to something. Black folk already know that we have been screwed by both the Republicans and Democratic parties. Let's not take away from the issue, because I can assure you that they are more than 60 years old. And I think because the conversation that was going on between I think his wife, Alex's wife, and Scott Masterson, and it kind of, when somebody's trying to win an argument, it tends to get off subject.
Always.
And some of the things just started getting off subject, and then that's when Mike came in with that. And then once Mike came in, at some point, Jody comes in. Alex, your silence is broken. This is where everything starts. Alex, your silence is broken. Good. I was wondering where you stood. So let me be clear. Are you saying? So he's literally asking him. So let me be clear. Are you saying because a certain group has been in charge, despite them trying to fix something, that group should no longer be allowed to fix it? And then Elias comes in. Let's not make this a political issue. Police aren't elected. If we get distracted making this a left versus right issue, we will lose focus on what actually needs to be reformed. And Alex's response to Jody and says, hey, I'm just talking about what this article says and what the reality is. And Jody responds, no, you haven't said one thing about racism or brutality. Now, had this been a kicking list, your voice would have been heard, but your silence has been loud. And that's been a big thing for Jody right now. Jody has been saying that, hey, if you haven't said anything about this, unfriend me. He's been vocal about this type of thing for a while.
Forever.
Yeah.
The whole time I've ever known him.
Right. No. It's not new for him. And so Mike Bates jumps in and says, hey, I'm talking to Elias, Zach, my point. Both parties have screwed black and brown people equally well. So it's not about party. I can actually appreciate the humility that someone is big enough to say that they screwed it up. Let's keep the focus and correct. And Jody jumps in and says, yes, they will speak in general in the sense of parties. But if we really get to the core, we've been screwed by both. Remove the smoke and mirrors and let's get to the core. And Alex just kind of avoids what Jody's talking about and kind of just keeps going back to the article is political. Police are told how to handle things based off city officials and state officials. And they start going down this thing. And like I said before, once you started asking, once you start going through this whole discussion, once you get the whole discussion or whatever the case may be, it just kind of gets into this weird place. And Jody asked him, when did you use that voice to use it to speak up on a forum or a page? I'm just curious. Because he asked him about this political, and he says, wait, so what you're saying is that I need to say something so that people know that I think racism or brutality is bad? No, exclamation point. I don't need to say anything because I am who I am. I don't need to yell loudly so that people know where I stand on racism. If someone thinks that I would condone anything like that, that's on them, not me. You don't need to say anything to anyone to prove that you're free or don't feel a certain way, just like I don't. So when he says that, basically he hasn't said how his stance.
Right.
And then Elias comes back in and says, hey, Alex, all I am challenging you to do is take the politics out of it. We are all quick to shout fake news and not trust what we see in the media, but yet here we are letting ourselves be distracted by the fact that the media is trying to make this political. Me personally, I have never voted straight party ticket. I vote for who represents what I believe in. Again, I challenge you to take politics out of this and help dismantle the system that is broken. So Jody comes back and he says, you absolutely do, Mr. Jesus. So at this point, it's starting to get personal.
Yes.
And I'm not about to keep going into this.
Right.
Because it's like I said, it's 162 comments.
Yeah,
which is just a lot. So with that being said, I'm gonna put my and it gets even deeper and darker, because at some point Hamed jumps in and basically says, hey, I know where you stand on this. Why don't you let everybody know what you're standing for on this? And that was the most damaging part of it.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, yeah.
Hamid's not quiet about things like this.
Not quiet about it. And yeah, so
he's even super left for me sometimes.
So if you comes out, you and your wife take the stance that systematic racism is a hoax, and that there isn't a deep-rooted problem with police brutality in our country. This is Hamed saying this to Alex. Right. He added him. You are treating the murder of George Floyd as an isolated event. We are not asking if you think that murder is wrong. When we see that murder, we see it not as one bad cop doing something bad. We see it as a result of a system of oppression which affects the lives of POC every day. This is why we cry when we see it. It's why George Floyd's name is so important. He wasn't just one person that was murdered. He represents a population in our country that is the victim of abuse every day and has been since the birth of the nation. This is what we believe. You believe something else, but you are hiding behind political stances or by saying that you don't have to say racism is bad. There are only two sides to this issue. Riding the fence is not an option. Either racism is a systemic problem in this country which oppresses people of color, making their lives more difficult and in danger to live than a white person, or it's not. So be a man and stand by your beliefs. State what side of the fence you stand on. Now, the reason why that's so damning is the first sentence, basically. Is Hamed says, you and your wife take the stance that systemic racism is a hoax. Now, if you know Alex, if you listen to Alex on the show, it bigs up Hamed all the time. Talks about how close their relationship is. Elias Lemon, very close to Elias. Mike Bates, very close to Elias. I wouldn't say Jody and Alex are very close. I would say they're cordial. They know each other. They like each other. They're usually on separate sides of the fences of some kind of karate debate. Usually.
Yes.
Right. So when that's where I got notified when Hamed said that. Right. Because that is a damning statement. And Alex just refused to say his part.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna leave it there because I'm not gonna get into it, but it's a lot. All right, because it's just a lot. But what I will get here is to try to help educate certain people about certain things that just happened in this whole conversation. Elias is from Minnesota.
Yes.
He is of mixed nationalities, races. I don't know. Racist. Correct. Yeah, I don't know the correct term. I'm saying mixed races. So just put it that way. Jody is from New York, Bronx, right? Mike Bates, I believe, is from Chicago.
Yes.
I think he's from Chicago. And Hamed is, in that area. Yeah. So I'm from Detroit, and Alex called me Friday night. I had a conversation for about an hour with Alex. So everything I'm about to say, I've already said to Alex. I would never say something behind somebody's back or say something online
right, later. Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's some weak stuff.
You got it. It was good. I was trying to jump for you. I seen it.
Yeah, that's some weak stuff. So that's not me. So I've already had this conversation with Alex, and for about an hour we had a conversation. So what I'm about to say is this: none of us, Mike is black, Elias is black, Jody's black, I'm black. None of us grew up in the same area, but we had the same response to his statements that he was saying. One of the things that Elias said in here, he's saying they're trying to make it political. Let's not talk about politics. Let's talk about solving the problem, in essence. So if we're talking about conversation A, and then somebody else comes in and brings in another topic, you're changing the narrative, and it goes to the whole Colin Kaepernick type thing, where he's talking about systemic racism and injustices, and we're talking, and all of a sudden they just keep saying, "Oh, but you're disrespecting the flag."
It belittles.
Yes.
It belittles the first one by bringing in the second one. That's why they do it.
When we hear this, the hairs on our back of our neck stand up because we're like, "Yo, all right, now we're alert. We're paying attention more because we want to see how bad or how many excuses or whatever is going to come out of your mouth to discredit what we need to be done or what we're saying, right?"
Right.
So that's the first thing. Once you start commenting on something that's not the main topic, it goes down. We start paying attention. This is why Jody jumped in the conversation. That's why Mike jumped in the conversation, because I think Mike might have been tagged, but I don't think he was. But Jody jumped in it because he saw it and he read it, and he's looking for he's looking like, "Yo, you're not on my side. I'm coming at you." And that's what Jody's doing. And so Elias, Elias almost had an awakening. I'm not gonna say awakening, but he had this. Elias has always been quiet.
Yes.
Elias has not been the most vocal person about many things. He does what he does. He's
cool. Moving,
like, yeah, he's doing his thing. He's not really but for him he's opened up a lot on this issue over the last 2 weeks, being very open and honest about what he's going through.
His sister is hugely vocal about it.
Yeah. And for him, that's what I'm saying. So then him to come out and it's like, yo, all right, cool. Okay. I felt that. Like, I literally felt that when I read his statement that he had put out. I really did. I really appreciated it. I really felt it. And it was what it was. So with that being said, for Black people of different, because a lot of people don't know, but Black people are not monolithic. We're not all the same. We have different thoughts and opinions, and it just is what it is. So with that being said, and people from different areas, different groups, different viewpoints, all having the same, keep coming back to him and saying, hey, where do you stand with this on this? And Alex basically discrediting and not wanting to tell it, like, you should already know where I stand with this. You've known me for this long. You should already know what's in my heart. But like, fam, there's been so many times we thought somebody was on our side, and then when things got rough, they backed out and left us hanging. So for somebody not to stand there and say what we start to not trust you a little bit. So that's why Jody was so pressing him, because he had never said anything about it. You know what I mean? And Elias came out, and he even though Elias, like, he doesn't want to think that, he said it a few times. He's like, I know where I believe I know where your heart is. Just say it. But Alex doesn't want to. And
Alex, and he digs his heels in.
Yeah. And he said, because you asked me that's the wrong, or I felt pressured into it, I'm not going to say it. And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter. Are you thinking that your pride and your ego means more than the feelings and the hurt that the other people are having? Does your feelings, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I mean, like,
the answer is kind of yes.
Yeah. So, because he had sent me a message Friday night and asked me, he said he's gonna put a video out, but he wanted to talk to me. And I was like, you can put a video out, just don't put it on don't put it out on the Martial Arts Network. You can put your video out wherever you want.
As Alex.
At that point, I was not happy, because, and then for Hamed to come out and say that, I know this is what you and your wife think, because it's one thing to say something in public. It's another thing how you act in private when you think no one's looking.
No one, yeah, exactly.
So I
those close to you are saying
very close to you, and so for that to come out, it was just kind of, it gave a reason for us not to trust you. Because now we're looking like, all right, so
wait, your people just
your
said,
people are saying one thing, not to mention this person is close to you, this person's close to you, and they both pressing you, asking you just to say it, and then for some reason you don't want to say it. It's a bad look. You're handling it wrong, and that's what
looks bad. Yep,
it looks horrible. Whether or not your heart, I can't see your heart. I can't.
Nope.
I can only see.
I hear your words and I can see your actions.
Exactly. And right now, your actions are saying one thing, and your non-words are saying something. So it's like, okay, say something. So then he puts out the video late that night. Later on that, right after we got the phone, maybe an hour after we got the phone, he recorded the video and he put it out. And I watched it. And you know what I noticed? He still didn't say it.
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you if you watched the video.
I watched the video. I think it was like 7 minutes. I sat there and I watched it. And I remember thinking to myself, when are you gonna say it?
Listen, I don't feel like I have to say anything. But at the beginning of our show last week, I made it ultra known that I will say whatever I need to say to make sure that my voice is heard. Like, because it's the principle of the matter. We got off and I was like, hey man, I just needed to make sure you knew that. I was like, oh yeah, duh.
Exactly. I'm like,
but I have to.
Right.
I don't have to. In my heart, I don't have to, but so everybody knows my heart. Everybody sees it. It's documented proof. There you go.
And but then he didn't do it in the video. And that's I was sitting here and I was like, what the hell? So then what tripped me out even more, because he put the video out, people had commented on it, people had said something to it about it, right? Yep. A beta came on there.
That's what I was reading just as you were going through the other stuff. I was just making sure.
Could you still have it pulled up? Read what he said, because what he said was literally what Mike, Elias, and me, Johnny, and Hamed had been telling him 2 days prior. So this is like I think I better put it out yesterday, like Sunday. Yeah. I think he made this statement, and I was just like, and he even said in there, "Go ahead, just read." He
said, Alex Dingmann, I don't know who the combos were with and haven't seen any of it, but I will say this: all of this is much bigger than George Floyd. It's bigger than just the topic of police brutality.
Same thing.
Yes,
Hamed was saying.
All that is part of the narrative, but it's a bigger message, much bigger. As far as someone asking you your stance, to be honest, I feel that that in itself is more so about support than anything else. To hear someone acknowledge you and what you believe gives them peace. Yep. gives what they're speaking out against more meaning, because they know that you have their back. Just like I've told many of my friends, staying silent is the same as the opposition. Yep. I say all this in a positive light. Comments online are easily taken with a negative connotation, as text doesn't have tone or inflection. You know I love you as my brother and wish you well, but I will say, stand by your brothers, support them, hear them. It is necessary right now. Peace and love.
Right. Now scroll down just a little bit, because Alex responded to that, and then Abedas responded again to that, and it was very interesting what he said.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Is that what Alex said?
No. Alex, Alex is like 100% agree. You want to read that one too?
Alex kind of tried to explain himself about why it's somewhere in there, and literally Abeda said that's the wrong response.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you loud and clear, but it's not about that right now, brother. It's about the affirmation itself. Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on. No. He literally said I can't, because he was saying that how he didn't respond.
But that's the wrong response, bro. That's not a supportive response.
Yeah.
That's a response that leads them to believe opposite of what you may in fact have felt about you. Do you see how that could be taken that way?
Exactly. So he's telling him like he didn't have anything to do with it, and he's telling you that's the wrong response.
And my best, and the can of worms opens.
Yeah. I was just like, because I think at one point Emily even got in, and it's like I'm like it's at some point. But see, this is a microcosm of society, right? Because we have been saying this for 50, 60 years about police brutality and how they've been treating us. And I'm just talking about
okay.
How we,
Okay.
Yeah. We've been talking about it longer than that.
We call it 68.
I'm saying before, I mean, like even in the 50s when the Black Panther, like the 60s, all that stuff, like we've been saying like, yo, they don't treat us correctly. They're and it was just our word versus their word. And so who are you going to believe, the loyal, upstanding police officers
or the criminals?
Right. These criminals and it's like, dude, that's not okay, whatever. So we've been saying this even when video came out with Rodney
King, bro, 92.
Right? Yeah. We've been saying this forever, but they've been making excuses and things like that. And that's what it kind of felt like what Alex was doing. He was trying to make excuses.
Sweeping it under the rug.
Yeah. And it's like, wait, no. And I know that's in his mind, he's just thinking, you're not going to make me do anything. And I'm like, dude, that's not the right response. Like we're asking you for
basically asking you for
yes,
help
because we're giving you.
I want to know.
Yeah, we give you the benefit of the doubt, but we just need you to say it at this point. Right. But he just wouldn't respond the correct way, so it was very frustrating. I was hoping that he was going to understand once we had a conversation, because our conversation was very just chill. I wasn't yelling at him. I was just like, look, XYZ ABC. This is how it. And he responded. I'm like, but Alex, and I was trying to get him to understand why he wasn't seeing it, because I was like, this is hitting from all different angles.
Right.
So, and so I'm gonna finish off with this. I am not saying, what I'm about to say is, I do not think Alex is a racist. All right, I'm gonna start there.
Right.
I'm gonna start there. But what a lot of people don't know is that a lot of people think that when you think of a racist, you think of the person who is like a Nazi,
outright,
who's saying,
Klansman.
yeah, outright. That is that is a version of racism, right? In my eyes, there's at least
That's
3
the easy
versions.
one.
Yeah, this is in my eyes. There's at least 3 versions of racism. There is the proud racist. That's easy to identify. That's who people are, right? Then there's the hidden racisms. Hidden racists. What they are is they know they don't like people, but they're not them. They're not the open racists, so they don't really technically feel like they're racist, but they don't like.
They wouldn't let my daughter date one.
Yes, they think that they don't want their daughter to date one. They don't really want their son to date one. They don't want to marry one. They don't
you keep to yours and I keep to mine, and we'll just stay separate.
Everything about other people's cultures, it's fun to play with in their own realm, but they don't particularly like them. You know what I mean? Like they don't want to be. They can tolerate them. They could be around.
I'll go to your restaurant, eat your food, but then I don't really want to invite you to my home.
But that's I think they're the hidden racists actually know they don't like the people. They know it. Like, but they just don't. They don't want them to die. They don't want them to go, you know what I mean? Like they don't want that extreme stuff. But they know they don't like them. They don't want to be around them. Blah, blah, blah. They think they're better than them. That's hidden racism. Then there's this third one that is very hard to identify because I don't think people understand that they are it. They are unknowingly racist, right?
Yes.
Where if you are in a group, if you go to it's hard to even quantify for people to understand this, because if you're walking down the street and you see a black person walking towards you and you start thinking about what you can do to protect yourself, that thought in and of itself is racist. Because if a white person was doing the same thing and you're not thinking that, then you're at this point where you're thinking like, all right, you're basically saying that a black person is a threat and a white person isn't. And I know people will sit there and say, oh, but they're just protecting themselves. But why do you feel like you need to protect yourself? The person literally is just
one
walking.
Versus the other. Right.
Yes, the person is literally just walking, right? Then there's also like another version of it is, let's say you're the only person of your ethnicity in a room. Everybody else is the same. And if you are that very, very uncomfortable and you're worried about somebody doing something to you, somebody stealing from you, somebody doing whatever it is from you, you are unknowingly being racist. Now, you may not hate the people, you may not, but what you're doing is you're putting a stereotype on this group of people.
Yeah. Yes. Different is bad.
Yeah, and it's this expectation that they are going to do something bad, like that.
Right. I call that ignorance racism. Because it's
unknowing.
Yeah, I do it just to make a joke, but it's the Mollies and that live in that neighborhood, that they've only grown up in that neighborhood. They've never really seen anything. They go to private schools. It's not that they are absolutely, but they'll say, no, that doesn't happen.
Right. Yes. And they're dismissive.
Now, right. Yes. That's where I put that, the dismissive, and I usually use it as an ignorance, because it's not that they're racist as, they think proud. Anyway. They don't know. Yeah. I've never been in that neighborhood. All I've ever heard was that they're this. I don't know anybody, so they just have that into them.
Yes. But
police brutality doesn't happen. Wait, lady, just because it don't happen in your neighborhood and y'all ain't never seen it.
Saw it. And one of the conversations we actually had is that, and he mentioned it in his video, was that I was like, dude, it's people literally making fun of the whole George Floyd thing. They have this George Floyd challenge where they're kneeling on somebody's neck, pretending to be, and he's like, that's not, I was like, dude, it's happening. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yes. Like the things that you are that are in your world don't necessarily. Our worlds are different. Like they just are. Like I understand that if I get pulled over, it's going to be a different personality, or it may be 5 cop cars that get pulled up. Like, you know what I mean, as opposed to the 1 cop car. Like, it's just certain things that you just understand as being black that you are just going to that as the system goes. I know if I go for a bank loan, they're going to charge me more. If my car insurance is going to be more, because I'm a black person. Like that, like people don't think that really happens, but it actually does. Like we get different bank rates. All of this.
Yes, and it's worse. Listen, and I hate to say this because it's true. Your name is Travis Plowden.
Yes.
You think of a Jamel or Don Travius.
I have.
You know that right there, it automatically disqualifies people from a ton of things.
Well,
people don't get jobs for that.
That's literally why my parents did not want to name me anything that would be considered to be overly black. I would put it that way.
I just got a little overly sensitive about that right now.
I'm just saying, like, I know that's why it is. Like I mean, I remember it was me, my friend Aaron, and my boy Byron, and we were going to rent a townhouse. And when we went to go put in an application, all 3 of us were standing there, and she was like, "Oh, you guys have such great names." And now to most people that you're not thinking that she's just complimenting on. I know what she's saying, that we don't have a black person's name, and I understand.
Wow, I didn't think you guys were black.
Exactly. Oh, I've had that. I've gone to interviews where they thought the recruiter was Travis, and I was somebody else, and they went and like, "Hey, Travis," and went to shake the recruiter's hand, and the recruiter's like, "Nah, I'm not Travis. That's Travis." I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" I automatically think to myself, I'm not going to work here. Is even if I get the job, I probably don't want to. I'm going to be uncomfortable here, so I will turn down the job. Like, no, I didn't think it was a right fit. But so I mean, that type of stuff, that unknowing. But here's the good thing about being unknowingly racist. They usually can be
cured.
Educated, at least. Yeah, educated to the fact that and less racist. And that usually turns into what people call white guilt. That's that this other group that is in the white guilt realm. And then there's people who are just, I don't even know. I haven't given them I haven't given them a.
You mean the bandwagoners?
No, because it's almost like a gauge. You know what I mean? Wow. So you get to the white guilt, and then it's another one that's I'm not sure, but then you get to the ally. That person on the ally, they're completely different. A person who I will consider an ally because he will go crazy is Mike Gibbs.
Yeah, of course.
Like Gibbs, Mike, man, I've seen Mike say and do some stuff. I'll just be like, all right, bro, I wasn't taking it as, and he's mad. Like he's upset. Like he's in that realm. I'm just like, yo, all right, Mike, go ahead. And so he's one of those people that I just know that. Like I don't have to question, I don't have to worry about it. It is what it is. That's Mike. You know what I mean? So Mike. That's Mike. Like Mike, Mike's nuts. I'm not gonna say certain things, but Mike is funny. Mike's a funny dude. But anyway, and if y'all not listening to Fish Kicks and Flicks, y'all need to be. And that was another thing that I wanted to bring up before we get out of here is that listening to my brother, like if you haven't listened to Fish Kicks and Flicks, it's with Mike Gibbs and my brother Eugene, right? And they review, they look at different movies, they review them. I think they've done 4 movies, I think.
Shoot Fighter, Bloodsport,
Titan. Because I'm gonna call it Black Pearls. That's the original name of it. Black Pearls. They did Kickboxer. And now they're doing Way of Dragon, right? Or Return of the Dragon, whichever one you call it. And my brother came up.
Bruce and Chuck.
Yeah, they're doing that this week. My brother he brought up something that was very interesting. He said just about every movie they've had a black person in it, with the exception of Black Pearls, and they play basically the same type of role, like they're a black stereotype. And so for a lot of people, they don't realize it, but they're internalizing the stuff they're seeing on these movies. And for a black person, we see that and we're just like, yo, why is he talking like that? Why is he acting like that? Why is he just? Because I think my brother was saying, like, why each one of them are a specialty in monkey style, and it's like, yo, what are y'all really saying?
That was Bloodsport. That was Bloodsport.
Yeah, Bloodsport. I think Kickboxer did it too. I think something else. Something else did. I think Shoot Fighter might have did it.
Shoot Fighter did too, because it's Hakeem. So I mean, it was kind of
Hakeem. Well, I don't think Hakeem he wasn't doing that one, but I'm just saying. But they had people in these roles doing it, participating in this
the token role.
And it's like I think Way of the Dragon did it too, and it's just like, yo, like these are these stereotypes, which is hidden racism. Because you believe that they should be in a certain role and you put them down. They're not the main role. They've been put down in these roles and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand why we are upset, like why it means so much. I did not cheer for Rocky.
No.
The first three, I did not cheer for Rocky. And I'm like 5. I don't know why I'm cheering for Mr. T, but I'm cheering for Mr. T when I'm 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, you know what I mean? I had the Mr. T doll, like, you know what I mean? I wanted him. I didn't want Rocky. You know what I mean? Like, when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, you don't know why, but that person looks like me. So that representation of it is just like, yo, I'm identifying with that person. I'm going after that person. As a kid, that's what you're thinking. And if you're always seeing people who don't look like you and you see them when they're acting in a certain way, it is what it is, man. But it's need some water now.
That was a bad taste in your mouth, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Like,
that was a real bad taste. No, yeah, you know, it's the same roast. I mean, well, no, we're not gonna get into all that because.
Yeah. I would say I was disappointed in the whole outcome. I was very disappointed in it. I haven't read some of the comments that were, because like I said, there was more comments between him and Hamed 5 hours ago. So, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I can't deal with this. Like, it just
the papers in the air.
Yeah, like, man, come on.
Hopefully, man.
I will say this. Never mind. Not until everything is. I talk to people about it, but there may be something coming down the pike. But
yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I just leave it like this with the whole saying it, man. If you feel it, who cares how or why it gets said?
Right.
If that's what you feel, that's what you say.
Yeah.
If you don't feel that way, then you're not going to say it, and then that's what you're being called out on.
And
so it's giving you the option.
When one of your best friends says, "Hey, this is what you're on the other side of this," like you're on the other side of what everybody else was saying, and now you're saying you don't want to say it. Not that you don't stand up for that you're against racism. Like, that's easy to say. But when somebody's asking you about systemic racism, where are you standing with this? Are you with this about defunding the police and all this other stuff? Like, I didn't know what they were talking about, the defunding the police, until this week when I really got into it.
Did you see the article from Camden?
Camden, New Jersey, about how they did it?
Yes.
Yeah. That's and Minnesota has done it now.
Examples. Yeah. They are. They're going to break the Minneapolis is, the city, right?
Yeah.
They break down the whole force instead of okay, you guys are here, you're specially trained, you get this, you get that. It's not just a general 7,000 beat cops, a couple of detectives, a couple of canines.
It's going to be they're talking about redesign. I mean, they need to, like, it's a mess, man. Smarter people than me are thinking about this.
Working on.
But this is one of many different parts that need to be redesigned as far as this country goes.
Well,
but it just is what it is.
Yeah. Criminal justice and that's got to be one of the first.
I literally just saw something about someone pulled out of jails that they killed their affiliation with jails. I can't remember. It was like a big corporation who did it. And I can't remember who it was. I literally just saw it. Like, I was like, oh shoot, about privatized prisons, and I was like, oh shoot, that's
Jordan owns big stock in privatized.
He does. And
I've been trying to stay off that, but like, I'm gonna leave that one alone. But he is doing a lot of celebrities are doing a lot of big things right now. With money, at least,
because it's become easy to do.
But money
wasn't. Oh, You know what I found interesting?
What? I got a couple of things that now we got the ball rolling. I got a couple of things I want to ask you about. Go ahead. What you got first? Give me something.
Roger Goodell and the NFL. Like,
well,
dude,
I was gonna go with Breeze. I was gonna go with Breeze and what's her face, Lauren Ingram. You know,
dude. I'm not talking about Drew Brees. Okay, I'm gonna talk about Drew Brees real quick. Drew, I felt that one hurt me, and that one hurt me from the standpoint. I've cheered for Drew Brees. I've seen him be on the front lines of different things. So for him to come out and say that, it was like, yo, which brings us to like Alex. Like you wouldn't think it. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa. Wait. What just happened? Like what why are you saying this in this time about this? You're what? Like it was just like so incredibly tone deaf. Like for him to even say that, like, and then so Shannon Sharp broke it down beautifully. Killer Mike broke it down beautifully. I was just sitting there like, yeah. Like, yeah, just I that one bothered me because if it would have been Brady or Manning, I would have been like, that's not a shock. Breeze kind of shocked. You know what I mean? Like Breeze kind of shocked me. It was almost, it was like, yo, wait, what?
Yeah. Again, if you'd have said Brady said that, I don't know.
Yeah. Like, yeah, me walking around with a Trump hat in this thing. Like, it just is what it is. I'm not shocked at that. But you know, Laura Ingram, shut up. Like just shut up. Shut up. Like, just you just shut up. Like, Roger Goodell in the NFL stepping out. And here's okay. So this is a classic example of the loudest people are not necessarily the majority.
Right. Of course.
You know what I mean? Like they sat there and heard people screaming about they were going to boycott and that they're going to not watch the NFL and they're going to cancel their season tickets and all this other stuff, not thinking that they were the minority of people who felt that way. And so because of that, it turned into this, oh, we gotta basically let's support the white people. It don't matter about the black people, they'll stick around anyway. Let's just go ahead and appease these white people. And now that it is clear that the whole world is standing up with this, which I love, I honestly do love that. That they I think it said 18 countries, that they're standing up and saying stuff. They're looking like, oh shoot, we're on the wrong side. We need to get on it. Like, dude, you know what the moral stance is. I don't understand why it's so bad when people see certain things.
Versus money, man.
Yeah. And so now they're looking at like, oh, we may be affected by this. Like, if they can defund the police, we probably should change.
Support our players who have gone through these.
But I will say this: I will give them credit. They did admit that they were wrong.
Yes.
They did actually admit that they were wrong, even though it's probably,
my man ain't getting his job back.
Yeah, like, I don't know if he is or not. So, I mean, if you've been listening to this podcast for the last year, I've been vocal that I'm not watching NFL. I haven't been watching NFL since the whole Kaepernick thing came down. Like, all right, you've shown me who you are. I'm not paying attention to y'all. So there's that. Anything? What else, Chris? What else you want my opinion on as far as this?
No, I had my county, where I'm from in Florida.
Oh, okay.
They did. It wasn't the actual county sheriff's office or the sheriff himself, but one of the groups that is affiliated in one of the owner or whatever, the operator of the group, is a Brevard County police officer. They posted, hey, Buffalo 57 and Atlanta 6, like all the people in Buffalo who are in trouble and the Atlanta cops that are in trouble. Why don't y'all? Oh, you don't know nothing about Buffalo?
I saw. You talking about that? That's what they're talking. They pushed that old man down.
Yeah, it was like them, and then the 6 Atlanta cops that are.
Oh yeah.
So they're saying the Atlanta Buffalo 57 and Atlanta 6. If y'all are tired of where you're at and you want to come have a job, Florida's hiring. We don't have a soft governor. We run the yo. I was like, I saw it because it came across my line because it's my county, and I was like, Wait. What just happened? Oh my God, this is where I'm from. This is what they think. This is how we're. If you need any examples, now immediately Sheriff Wayne Ivey got on there. Was like, yo, there was a post earlier. This is not how we feel. This is not how it goes. They're not affiliated with us. Nah. We're like, but the operator of that site is a sheriff. How y'all gonna deal with him? Are y'all gonna fire him? If y'all fire him, I believe you. If he stays on the job.
Hey, look, man, police unions are strong, brother. So,
oh my God, they are.
Yeah, so firing a cop is just not easy. So
it's getting easier though. A lot of them. A lot of it is happening right now.
It is.
They're trying not to get honestly the good they're trying not to get the good one shot.
Yes,
that's been happening.
I'm just gonna,
yeah. We'll leave it alone.
Yep, I'm leaving it alone. Yeah. So, you got anything else?
I should be all done with my inspections at my new dojo
tomorrow.
I should be in for classes hopefully on Thursday.
Round of applause.
Yeah. So we was trying to finish up. But yeah. No, other than that, I'm here now. I'm gonna finish up cleaning and getting everything done, and that's it, man. Trying to stay out here, figure it out.
Yeah.
Do what we can.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get out there and get something to eat. And
yes, food.
Get some food. Give me something to drink. Watch this stuff out my mouth. This bad taste out of my mouth.
Oh, sorry. Did you watch the 30 for 30?
The Bruce Lee thing?
Yeah.
I did not.
I haven't either. I was just if it was good. I have it recorded. I'm probably gonna go watch it tonight.
Yeah, I probably should watch it tonight. I haven't watched it. I mean, and let me say this. I have a very strong feeling that Mike Gibbs is going to go off about that 30 for 30.
That's why I have to watch.
You have to watch it. Yes.
Before they record, bro. I have to because I'm gonna.
Yes. Mike's gonna go off on that. Yeah.
I love them. But I like those 30 for 30s, man.
Yeah. They're very interesting. I've loved them since the beginning, since they first started, man. Actually, shoot, I gotta respond to Mallory. All right.
Yeah, I'm doing something with Mallory on Wednesday.
Yeah, I forgot to respond to him about something else.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I need to hurry up and do that. I forgot. Yeah. All right, people. Oh, man, I'm not playing that. All right, we'll see. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.